Have you ever sat down to watch an English movie, maybe your favorite Hollywood film, and found yourself totally lost? You're staring at the screen, the characters are speaking fast, using strange words, slang, and accents, and even though you know English, you barely understand what's going on. Don't worry, you're not alone. This happens to millions of English learners around the world. In today's video, we're going to talk about why you can't understand English movies and how you can finally start understanding them with confidence. Let's break it down step by step. Part 1, it's not your fault. First of all, you need to understand something important. It's not because your English is bad. Even advanced learners struggle to understand movies. Why? Because movie English is very different from textbook English. Movies use fast speech, slang and idioms, cultural references, native speaker accents, informal contractions like gonna, wanna, lemme, gotta. These don't usually appear in the English you learn in school or from grammar books, so stop blaming yourself, it's just a different kind of English. Part 2. Native speed is a killer. One of the biggest problems is speed. In movies, people talk really fast. There's no slow, clear pronunciation like in your listening exercises. Instead, it's like, what you doing? We're gonna go grab something to eat. You comin'? If that sounded confusing, it's because native speakers connect their words. This is called connected speech, and it's natural, but it's hard to catch if you're not used to it. For example, did you eat yet becomes jeet yet? What do you want to do becomes what do you want to do? If you've only practiced English through apps or classes, this kind of speech will feel like a foreign language. Part 3. Slang and idioms. Confuse you. Let's talk about slang and idioms, a huge reason learners struggle with movies. Imagine you hear, man, he totally bailed on me. What does that mean? Bailed? Did he go to jail? Actually, in American slang, to bail on someone means to cancel plans or leave unexpectedly. Now imagine trying to understand an entire scene filled with these phrases. Hit the sack. Crash at my place. Piece of cake. Throw shade. Chill out. You'll get lost unless you've learned these phrases. Movies are full of expressions that don't mean what the words say, and if you translate them word for word in your head, you'll always be confused. Part 4. Different accents. Another major reason you can't understand movies is because of accents. You may have learned American English in school, but suddenly you're watching a British movie and it sounds like another language. Think about these accents. British, Cockney, RP, American, Southern, New York, West Coast, Australian, Scottish, Irish, African American, vernacular English. Each has a different rhythm, pronunciation, and even vocabulary. So when you hear something like, oi brew, fancy a cuppa, you might freeze. Because that's not what you've learned in class. Getting used to different accents takes time and exposure, not just learning grammar. Part 5. Background noise and music. Movies are not made for English learners. They are made for native speakers, which means you'll also be dealing with background music, explosions, people talking over each other, quiet whispers, sound effects. All of these can make the dialogue hard to hear, even if you understand English. If you feel like you need subtitles to survive, that's completely normal. Part 6. You're trying to translate everything. Another big mistake learners make while watching movies is translating in their head. Let's say you hear, she's been acting weird lately. You might stop and think, she has been acting strange recently. Okay. By the time you've translated it, the next 3 lines are already gone. Translation slows you down. That's why fluent speakers don't translate. They understand directly in English. If you want to understand movies fluently, you need to start thinking in English, not just translating word for word. Part 7. Lack of context and culture. Sometimes you understand the words, but the scene still doesn't make sense. Why? Because you don't know the cultural background. Maybe they mention Super Bowl, prom night, Thanksgiving, spring break, a TV show, or celebrity from that country. These things make sense to native speakers, but not to learners who are unfamiliar with the culture. Understanding movies means understanding culture, and that comes with time. Part 8. How to fix it. Real solutions. Now that you know why it's hard to understand movies, here's how you can fix it. 1. Start with subtitles. Watch with English subtitles. It helps you connect sound with spelling. Avoid using your native language subtitles. 2. Watch in chunks. Don't try to watch the whole movie in one go. Watch a short scene. Pause. Rewatch. Repeat. 3. Use the shadowing technique. Repeat what the actor says. Mimic their tone, speed, and rhythm. It improves your listening and speaking together. 4. Choose movies with simple language. Start with animated films like Pixar or Disney, sitcoms like Friends or Modern Family, teen dramas like The Fault in Our Stars. These use simple and modern language that's easier to follow. Then number 5. Learn common slang and idioms. Make a list of confusing expressions from the movie and look them up. Over time, you'll recognize them instantly. 6. Get used to accents. Try watching movies from different English-speaking countries. Exposure is key. You can also watch videos that explain different English accents. Mark 7. Don't stress about 100%. You don't need to understand every word. Focus on the overall meaning. Even native speakers miss lines sometimes. Final words. Understanding English movies is a big goal for many learners, and it's totally possible. But remember, it's a skill, not a test. It takes time, practice, and smart strategies. Keep watching, keep listening, keep repeating. Little by little, you'll notice something amazing. You're laughing at jokes, following the plot, and understanding real English. Naturally. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Englicity, where learning English becomes fun, real, and easy.